Merry Christmas, everybody, from Silver City, New Mexico. Hog Zone, Killing Crew.
Our finest gifts we bring to lay before the King. So to honor him, when we come, baby Yesu, I am a poor boy too.
Hello, gentlemen, it's a Hog Zone! And this is the Christmas special. First thing I want to say is Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a Happy New Year. Have a happy holiday season. And I hope everything's going well for y'all. I really do appreciate you playing along with me with all these videos and all the other junk that we're doing, you know, Hog Zone Killing Crew and all that type of thing. Really do appreciate it. So I really want you guys to have a good Christmas, Happy New Year, and holiday season. Hey y'all, I'm a little late this year. Normally I get these out a little bit sooner than I have been. Really wanted to do this one quicker, but to be honest with you, I didn't have anything to flap my gums about. I was actually pondering on it. I was like, man, what am I gonna do for the Christmas special? You know, I get all your trophy pictures. I put up as many of those as I possibly can. Sometimes I have some technical difficulties, you know, getting the pictures, or I forget them, or I lose them, whatever. So if you're not in there, I do apologize, but it is what it is. But the deal is that this year, I didn't have anything to flap my gums about. You know, I was tongue-tied. I didn't have anything to talk about. Not that you want to hear me talk, but for me to do my video, I got to flap my gums. But I didn't have anything worthy that I thought of speaking about. But with a lot of problems, if you just wait, you know, your faith comes in, hey, it'll show up eventually. And I've done this many a time. I have a big issue, and I just wait. I just said something will come to me, you know. It always does. It always works its way out. Maybe not to the happiness of me at the end, but it does work its way out. And this year's no different. I just kept waiting and waiting. And then I decided to put up my Christmas lights. And there it was. It was the shining star.
I have no gift to bring that's fit to give our King. Shall I play for you on my drum?
Now I've been married a long time, almost 30 years. Beautiful lady, she puts up with me. She actually keeps me in line. I'd probably be dead. A lot of guys probably feel the same way. You know, if your wife wasn't around, you'd probably be dead. Because, you know, we're just not smart enough to take care of our own business. Usually. And I'm no different. You know, since I've been married, first year I got married, put up Christmas lights. You know, no big deal. Went and bought Christmas lights, put them all over the house, outside, you know, hung them up. Everything was hunky-dory. Come January 2nd, hey, those Christmas lights gotta go. I look like Indiana Jones, boy. I just pulled them off the house, everything in the box. Shoved it in there, threw it in the attic. Hey, I'm good to go. Next year, I pull out that box, and this is where the frustration begins. Now y'all, I pull out this box, and it's like a backlash from hell. I mean, it's a ball of spaghetti, and it's a big box. You know, as newly married, you're gonna throw everything in there. Of course, you gotta go above and beyond, whatever you can afford, you know. Not that I'm a big Christmas guy and putting these decorations up, but deal is I had a lot. And then I spent about 4 hours pulling them out of there and trying to figure out where they went. And it was like dealing with the worst backlash you've ever had. You know, braided line, bait caster. It was a nightmare. You know, this went on. I figured out my problem, got the lights up. January 2nd, back in the box, big ball of spaghetti. Now a lot of guys probably say, man, you're just stupid. Why don't you just label this stuff, you know? This went on for 10 years, 20 years, add another 5 onto it. Like I said, I've been married almost 30 years. I've been fighting with this box every year, Christmas coming. I'm hating these Christmas lights. I mean, I hate them. I mean, Christmas, you know, when Christmas comes, right after Thanksgiving, they gotta go up. And then the pain started. Oh man, I gotta deal with these stupid Christmas lights. Pretty soon it was stupid Christmas this, stupid Christmas that. The frustration was real. You know, people told me, man, just label that, do this, you know, don't put up lights. You know, everybody had an issue for it, but I'm not hearing it. You know, that train's coming at me, but I'm just not hearing the people say, get out of the way. I mean, it's car after car after car, every year. 2 decades, 2.5 decades of fighting with my Christmas lights. The struggle is real. I couldn't hear it. People were telling me, it's pounding and yelling at me. Man, what are you doing? Sometimes I put up the Christmas lights, of course, I got the kids out there. What the heck, you know? They're giving me advice. Because, you know, they didn't want to deal with the big ball of spaghetti. You know, if you dealt with Christmas lights, you know. You know the struggle, unless you're organized. And I just didn't want to hear it. I'm fighting with these Christmas lights. It's a damn shame, but I couldn't accept it, couldn't see it, couldn't feel it, and I don't know why. You know, I probably stood in front of the mirror going, you know, stupid people know that they're stupid when they look in the mirror. You're looking at the guy. The answer would be no. I'm fighting with the Christmas lights.
Merry Christmas to the Hog Zone from all of us here in northeastern Pennsylvania and here at Death by Bungee.
You know, now while this is all going on, I'm getting guidance. You know, my wife is kind of perched up here on the shoulder and she's giving me guidance. And of course, I'm not hearing it. But there is hope. There is always hope, a resolution to the frustration. I mean, if it keeps coming on you, eventually you're going to do something about it. So anyway, about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I actually got my lights up. I went out there to take them down, and I guess I wasn't in a hurry that day. And I looked at them, I said, you know what, they look pretty good this year. I want to do the same exact thing next year. Same exact thing. So I actually got out the masking tape, and when I took them, you know, as I took the lights off this tree, I rolled them up and labeled 1 tree, 2 tree, 3 tree, bushes, sidewalk. You know, the whole thing, labeled it. Now, I'm not going to say they weren't tangled when they came out of the box, but at least I could get these rolled up Christmas lights to the proper place, untangle them, put them on. Hey, life is good. Went a lot quicker, easier, and the frustration was gone. I was like, man, why didn't I do this a long time ago? You know, light bulb goes off in my head, right? Now, I finally figured out my issue. But for 25 years, I was hating on Christmas, hating on them lights. You know, it was always the Christmas lights. Always, always, always. Those dang Christmas lights. You know, sometimes I just threw the box away and went and bought new Christmas lights because I didn't want to deal with it. And I guess that would be one solution. Total nightmare. But like I said, 3 or 4 years ago, I realized, hey, I gotta have to get organized. So I labeled it. So this year, I put up my Christmas lights. No problem. Pull them out, get them out there. 3 hours, I'm done. Now, I'm not talking I do anything special. I wrap some trees, sidewalk bushes, just enough to get by. But as I'm out there doing this, an associate of mine comes out, and they're doing their lights. Now, this guy's a smart dude, and he's organized. So I watch him for a minute.
Mary nodded, put up a have time. Ba-dum-ba-bum-bum.
Now he comes out and he does the bare minimum like I do, but he's got his Christmas lights on electrical spools. Seriously. Pulls them out, I mean, they just run on out, just like he's running out of pipeline. He just runs that baby out and he starts hanging them on the house. And I'm like, look at this dude, you know, he's got it together. So I go over, you know, I'm jawboning with him, and he's hanging the lights on the front of the house and starts complaining. Man, look at my paint. Look at this, it's peeling. I said, oh man, yeah, it is peeling. So I asked him, I said, yeah, man, wait a minute, you painted last year. He goes, yeah, I did. He said, but it's peeling. I said, well, maybe it's just that one spot. And he's like, yeah, maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe it is that one spot. And I said, but man, you painted last year. What's up? I remember seeing you out here for 3 weekends painting. So he tells me, yeah, man, I put on 3 coats of paint all over the house. I said, yeah. I said, I also remember you telling me you went over to Big Lots and found them on clearance, you know, for like $8-10 a gallon. He goes, heck yeah, man, got me a good deal. I bought everything they had. He goes, in fact, I still got a couple of gallons left. He said, I'll just scrape this off and get back out here and I'll just do it. Hopefully the rest of the house isn't done. He said, I got a good deal though. I said, yeah. I said, you know, you got the house painted? He said, well, where'd you get your paint? Now, I painted about 4 years ago. I said, well, I just went to the paint store. It's what we use at work. He said, oh, I know which one you're talking about. He goes, I ain't paying $40 a gallon for paint. I said, well, you know, I just used I'm not a painter, man, you know, I mean, I can paint, but I just went to the paint store. They sell paint and they know what they're talking about, so I talked to them. Oh, man, you didn't get a good deal on that. He said, when did you paint? You know, I said, well, about 4 years ago, I guess. He said, it ain't peeling? I said, it ain't peeling. And, you know, you saw me out here. It only took me, a weekend to paint the whole house. Oh, yeah, man, yeah, you know. So, of course, his wife walks out. And she's noticing the paint now. And now she's on his shoulder. She's chewing him up about it. So we're sitting there for a while longer, you know, just jawboning back and forth. And I look at his car and I say, hey, man, what's up with the donut you're driving? And, of course, this is the day after Thanksgiving. And he's like, well, I went over to San Antonio for Thanksgiving, blew a tire. I said, so you're driving down I-10, you blew tires? I said, where did you change that? And he goes, on the side of the road. He goes, and then of course it started raining. I said, yeah, man, a crappy weekend, it's raining, and you're changing a tire on the side of I-10 on a holiday weekend? And he's like, yeah. You know, wife was out there too. She was mad because, you know, I didn't let her stay in the car. I said, well, that's probably a good idea. You know, you see all these videos, right? So I'm like, dang, man. I said, well, what are you going to do? Tired, you know? And he said, well, I'm going to go back over to the junkyard where I got all the whole set last year. I said, what do you mean set last year? He goes, well, I buy those pull-offs. I said, well, what do you mean? You're going across town all the way over to the junkyard to get some pull-offs? And he goes, yeah, they're only like $35 a piece. He said, man, you get a good deal. You get a damn good deal. I said, yeah. And of course, he asked me, where do you go? I said, well, I just go to the tire store. Oh, hell no. You don't want to hear about the tire store. You don't get a good deal over there. You know, they sell you overpriced tires. And, you know, it just ain't a good deal. I said, well, I can understand, you know, but I don't know tires, so I just do what's easy, man. I go over there, I buy my tires, and I drive on them every day, and I don't have to worry about it. Well, I don't have to worry about it either, you know, I just got one bad tire. I said, yeah, probably did, you know. You know, everything with this guy is the deal. It's just the deal. He's worried about the deal. Now, he's got money, but it's the deal.
Hey guys, Texas Hog and Deer Hunter here, coming at you all the way from Idaho. I want to wish everybody at the Hog Zone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
So while I'm jawboning, you know, I gotta dig on him a little bit, you know. I said, well, So your wife was chewing on you. I know a little bit about that. He goes, man, he goes, dude, you don't even understand. He said she pulled an RV in on my shoulder, built a campground, and she was there the rest of the trip. I said, the rest of the trip to San Antonio? Oh, hell no. The rest of the trip till we got home. I said, man, that's rough, dude. So I'm like, okay, man, you know. So he's putting up his lights. I got things to do. I ease back home and go on inside, you know, just hanging out, waiting for dark, because, you know, you got to turn them on, right? Now that evening comes around, I go back out, I turn on the lights. They look wonderful. Hey, great, they're all on, none of them burnt out. Of course, I pre-checked them, but you know how that works. I look over, my neighbor's got a new tire. It's like, hey, he's out there, he's turning his on just by coincidence. So I yell at him, hey man, how's it going, you know? It looks good, you know? He's like, yeah. I said, see, you got your tire. He's like, yeah. So he eases over. Then he tells me, yeah man, I went over across town, I picked up that tire, $40. Got a hell of a deal. I said, heck yeah, man. I said, is there a tread on it? He goes, yeah, it's just a fresh pull-off. You know, the car was head on, hitting a car wreck or whatever. He said they pulled it off, stuck it on my car. I said, cool deal, man. He goes, but you know, when I'm driving home, I get this shutter in the front. So I'm like, so you got a shutter in the front end, you know? He's like, yeah, I got a shutter in the front end. It's bouncing all over. So my first thought in my head is, you know, probably just need a balance, you know? So I throw it out there and say, well, did they balance it, you know? And he's like, no, they didn't balance it, you know, but it ain't that. It's probably an alignment. It's okay. You know, I don't know what to say at this point, you know. I'm looking at him, I'm like, wow. He goes, well, I found a deal on the paper, you know. AJ's Automotive down here. He said, they got a special, you know, $49.99 for an alignment. I'm gonna go ahead and take it over there and have them align it, and then, you know, they'll tell me what it is. I said, man, you know, that should work, dude. That should work. So, anyway, he eases back home. I look at my lights, and I'm like, damn, my lights look pretty good.
Hey everybody, Robert Lewis here of the Lone Star Creek Ranch YouTube channel, member of the Texas Buck Snort Hunting and Fishing page over on Facebook, as well as Texas Outdoor Posse, and of course the Hog Zone Killing Crew. Just want to wish all the members out there a Merry Christmas.
And I'm Texas Buck Snort, and we're hunting here with Robert Lewis at the Double 3, and we got us an early Christmas present. I want to tell everybody out there, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
God bless you.
So at the end of the day, you know, now when I turn on my Christmas lights, I go out there and I kind of admire them. They're just Christmas lights. Everybody told me that for 25 years. They're just Christmas lights. But the issue wasn't with the Christmas lights. The Christmas lights were just something to open my eyes to something else. And, you know, I had to turn on the Christmas lights so the light in my head would actually open up.
Hello everybody, it's Polo. Just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I have a lot to be thankful for this year. My daughter was born. That's been exciting, right? Yeah, it's been exciting. And finally got to take my 2 first bucks a couple weeks back. Thank God for that, and thank my wife for letting me have so many kitchen pass this year. But not much else to say. The Hog Zone!
So this year, y'all, my Christmas lights look extra special and bright. I really like looking at them. I mean, this year was actually pretty good. I killed 4 or 5 hogs. I hadn't killed a couple in, a couple of years. But when you get back to doing something you really love to do, and then it happens again, you realize what you were missing. Now, my Christmas lights really told me what I was missing. It just took 25 years or so to figure that one out. So my neighbor, he'll get through, he'll figure it out. You know, he's not hurting for cash. He's just after the deal. Just the way it is. But, you know, I guess he likes having his wife with the campground on his shoulder. So y'all have a Merry Christmas. I do appreciate you watching, playing along, having a good time. Y'all be safe out there. And have a very Merry Christmas. Oh! And I love doing that. I don't know why. Sometimes I get frustrated. I just walk around going, oh! Maybe I won't pull that at a football game this year.
I played my drum for him, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. I played my best for him, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum, rum-pa-pum-pum. Then he smiled at me